Thank y'all for tuning in. Welcome to my podcast. Hello, podcast world. It is September 1st, 2020, and I'm here so that you know that I know that you're tuned in to me, the one and only Terrence Grundy, out here talking about. Today, we're going to talk about being comfortable, comfortability, being complacent, being in the state of, like, how can I say it? And at some point in time, you will get like so comfortable with your job, comfortable with your friends, comfortable with whatever it is you have going on. You're just too comfortable with it, and that's not what you want. If it's not pulling you out of your comfort zone and making you better and help you become a better person, then I don't know what to tell you. You really should want to be in a place of discomfort. Because when you're too comfortable, you get there and you sit on the couch. You know who's comfortable? Couch potatoes are comfortable. Who's comfortable? People that are sitting around and not making money are comfortable. People who are stressed are too comfortable. Like, when you sit there and you get to the point of complacency, you don't go forward. You're actually going backwards. Let me help you understand this. Like, if you're out there and you're not in a routine of habit or creating a new habit that's a positive habit, and you're just out there, I have a friend who they ended up going to the hospital because of how they ate, their eating habits, bad eating habits, whatever. And I'm always on top of that. I'm not the most healthiest person or whatever, but I make strides towards being healthy. Like, if you know, for example, that cigarettes are unhealthy and it's going to kill you, why risk it? Some things are not worth, like destroying your lungs and all of that. Why would you want to do that? I used to be more so, into drinking or whatever. Now I don't really drink as much, and I feel like you can be perfectly sound, perfectly functional drinking or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's always a give and take. There's always a risk. There's always, if you get too comfortable with that, and let's say that your family has a history of alcoholism or whatever, and then boom, you're now alcoholic, and let's say you're a drunk, and you're not a good drunk. You're not the kind that's like, oh, let's party, let's party, let's party. Let's say that you're the kind of drunk that, is the rowdy kind, the kind that are like, oh, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. And that's all you know is you're fighting these demons when you're drunk. Like, every time that you get to drinking, you have to ward off these demons, or you gotta fight for whatever. That's not really what you want. You want to try to pull yourself out of that zone that you're in. Every time you turn around and you get too comfortable and you get too complacent, and it's not, you're not moving forward. You want to progress, you want to grow, you want to expand. People all the time talk about how they want to travel and tour the world and do all of this stuff, but understand that people who are considered professionals and get paid, and let's say athletes, you know how many times they shoot that basketball to go out there to miss that shot? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many times they have to shoot the basketball over and over again to make the shot? You know what I'm saying? So think about that. I mean, I read somewhere where Tiger Woods was talking about it's like he hits the ball, practice wise, like 1,000 times, 10,000 times a day. You know how much, what I'm saying? That's a lot of practice, and I have friends out there who are skilled musicians. You know how long it took them to get to the next level, to be considered professionals, and in music, there's always something to learn. There's always a new rhythm or technique or note or chord or whatever forever, you know. But if you get complacent, if you get comfortable, and you're playing the same old chorus, you know, that's what you will get. And if you're not out there striving to get to the next level of achievement, then that's what you will get. You will not get the success that you're reaching for if you're not reaching forward, you know. If you, in your mind, you feel like you're more than what you are, but you're not putting in the effort or the work. I've been down that road. I know. And there's certain days where I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like recording. I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like talking to people, you know. I don't feel like doing anything but maybe surfing Facebook, you know. And I've had my days of comfort and being too comfortable and being complacent. And really, it's like a state of depression. I'm sorry to tell you, but it is depressing to be too comfortable, to be out there in your own mind, in your own world, thinking that everything is going to be okay, and when it's not, thinking that everything is going to work out when it isn't. So, I'm sorry to say it, but some days you don't want to end up in that place of being too comfortable. You want to get to the next level. You want everyone to know that this is it. This is me. I can. You know, yes, I can. Like Obama said, yes, you can. And I mean, even Martin Luther King was preaching, yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I can. I have a dream. You know, all of that. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have a dream and that you want to achieve next level success and that you want to be more and more and more, you know, like the point where time where you get comfortable and you get to the top of whatever mountain that you climb and you're like, oh, that's it, then that just means it's time to climb another mountain. And that right there, you know, like I have let's see, what was I watching? I was watching Chicago Med. It's a TV show. One of the Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and the Chicago Med. On Chicago Med, there's a guy on there, and he's a heart surgeon. And he said every year he tries to learn a new language. Like, you know how it hit when he said it in sign language, like there was a deaf guy on there and they needed someone to translate, and they had a nurse or whatever on there who was, and then she needed him to come talk to the patient as a consult, and he was like, may I try, you know what I'm saying, you know, and then he does sign language, and it blows me away when he talks about how he tries to learn a new language every year.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey there. Welcome to Good Advice Giver. First, we want to start by saying a massive thank you for tuning in today. Whether you're a long-time listener or you're joining us for the first time, we're truly grateful to have you here. We know you've got a lot of options when it comes to podcasts, so the fact that you're spending your time with us means the world. So thank you.
That's right. We're excited to have you with us because here on Good Advice Giver, we cover just about everything. Whether you're interested in sports, relationships, sex, money, finances, business, digital marketing, music, education, movies, comedy, or something else entirely, we've got it all. No topic is off limits here, and we dive deep into real, meaningful conversations that matter.
We've also got a mix of male and female hosts, so you're always getting a well-rounded perspective on every topic we cover. From business strategies to personal development, from car shopping to digital products like affiliate marketing, we bring a little bit of everything to the table. Our goal is to offer advice, insights, and some laughs along the way to make sure you feel welcome and engaged, no matter what brought you here.
And it doesn't stop there. We're not just about giving great advice, we're about action. On this podcast, we even sell products and services we believe in, from affiliate marketing opportunities to cars and more. So, whether you're looking to boost your business or find practical ways to improve your everyday life, you're in the right place.
As always, we want you to stay connected with us. Be sure to download this episode so you can listen anytime, anywhere, whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing. And while you're at it, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. That's the best way to stay in the loop for upcoming episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and even giveaways.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're posting extra content there, including video podcasts and deep dive discussions you won't want to miss. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what topics you want to hear more about.
Lastly, check out the link below in the description for exclusive offers, resources, and more ways to connect with us. We're here for you, and we can't wait to bring you more valuable content. Thanks again for tuning in to Good Advice Giver. Let's get started.
I mean, just think about that. Think about how expanded your mind would be if we were continued education, just because, not because we're striving to make more money or just because we don't want to be complacent. We want to be, next level space, internet, whatever the case is, we want to get to the next level. And the way that will work is the education that we're being given, it's not enough. Do you sometimes feel like the education you got is enough? Do you get out of school and go to the computer lab in your library and barely know how to print or barely know how to work Word or whatever, Google Documents or whatever it is that you're going through on a computer? Do you feel like you got enough knowledge on that level? It's plenty of times you go to college and it feels like you're relearning algebra. You take algebra in college, you're like, oh, I took this in high school. You should already have learned it. Like, why am I going to college to get a better teacher than what I had in high school and to fail all over again? Like, is the education system broken? Like, I hear things about different types of reform, and I feel like education reform is up there on the list. Prison reform is up there on the list. Like, we have these men and women and even children, juveniles, who are trapped in a cell every day, who could be utilized and could be doing something positive in this world. We have doctors who thought that they were doing the right thing, and because they went to the prison for performing some sort of performing without a license or something like that, but their calling is to save sick people, Or, now I understand there's some people out there who are sick, who are mentally ill, and those are the ones who, they need a different type of help. But if someone is in prison on a technicality, then why are we are really backwards in that. If someone is in prison on technicality and wasting away, wasting our resources, wasting our time, we really need to figure out how to get them out so that they can become a positive influence on our economy, our society. I mean, someone who's, like I say, rape is probably the most heinous crime out there. Some form of molestation, all that, like I watch a lot of Law and Order SVU and the sex crimes, So that being the case, I don't really feel as bad on their behalf. But someone who may have stood their ground, someone who may have shot someone self-defense, like maybe we can get these guys out of there, maybe we can try something else, maybe we try something new. I don't know, like we need to talk about this. We need ideas. We need something new. We need to do something that's not comfortable. We need to stop being comfortable and start talking about the uncomfortable. All the reforms that are out there, from healthcare to the legal issues, so whatever, to make this country great. That's what we're talking about, right? Make America great again, or whatever. This country hasn't been great in years, you know? It's like, now that, you know, it's been said, it's like, I feel like when the Democrats are in office, things tend to go smoother. There's a lot less scandal, a lot less catastrophe, a lot less whatever going on. It just seems like, oh, everyone has a job, everyone's working, everybody that wants to start a business, we're giving you a grant, you know, like whatever it is, it seems like there's a support system or whatever going on to the point where we can achieve next level, next generational stuff. And yeah. Like, there's a movie that I watched, I think it's called Time Trap. And what's happening on Time Trap is they go in this cave, and in the cave it's like time slows down, and as you're looking up, it's like days are passing. Like you see the sun, and all you can see is, you know, it's like a flicker. And when they figure this out, by the time they get out of the cave, the rescue decided to get out of the cave, it's like in the future. And I really honestly can't say how far into the future it really is, but it's to the point where I know one of the people that there with died, and when they died, or they were reanimated, so they had the technology to reanimate a dead person. I don't, you know, to us in the cave, it was like less than a day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a day or whatever that he was killed, or how you want to look at it. Because he wasn't dead when he fell in the cave, but he died, someone killed him or whatever. Because, like, in this cave, there were cavemen in this cave. And they were looking for the fountain of youth. So, just think about that. Like, and really, the reality of the situation is, you get in there, and there's like a crossover point to where, I guess it's the moisture of the fountain of youth water. And, like, when at some point in time, there's this, again, there's different time phases, time here, and sometime in the future, someone comes down, and you think it's a being from the future, you know, and they're in a suit, and they're going down there, and basically, he has like a watch on, and it tells him that, you know, like, oh man, this is how long you can be down there. So he's really going down there to retrieve a sample of the fountain of youth water. Something happens, the cavemen attack him, and I think he ends up killed, like, you know, a couple of them or something like that. Well, one of them gets the best of them, and at the same time, one of the people that went down in the cave from our time, you know, present, helps defend him, but he gets hurt and I think killed. So the girl that was with him was like, help him, you know. So he goes and takes him and puts him in the fountain of youth, and the fountain of youth heals him. And that's when they found out, like, oh wow, you know, because these cave people have been down, you know, so they're cavemen. They've been down there for thousands of years, you know. So just imagine, you know, they can't even, you know, convey communicate with each other. You know, they can't even speak to each other in just normal any language. They just grunt and you know. So just think about, we speak English. Somebody speaks Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, Mandarin, whatever, you know, whatever language you speak. Just imagine that at some point in time, let's go with English, that, well, the way we speak is considered a primitive language in the future. So that's crazy. Now, I also will reference, if you ever watched the show The 100, and apparently in the future, they always be like nuclear war and nuclear winter. Apparently that happens. And not only does it happen, which is our future, their past, it happens in the time frame in which they go and try to, they living on a space station at this point, the last surviving, to our knowledge, human race, whatever. So what they do, they send 100 teenagers down there, and they're not just regular teenagers. They've all been convicted of a felony or a crime, which up there, you have to have population control. So if you commit a felony in space, what do you think they're going to do to you? They have this system where if you commit a felony, you get what they call floated. Getting floated means they basically put you in an airlock and send you out into space, and there's no air in space, and you die. Now, there's a point in there that's like really sad that a lot of people that had kids openly gave their lives just so their children could survive. And at this whole time, they were trying to figure out, is it okay? Because they're worried about, is the environment, the radiation and poison or whatever, the environment, is it still toxic enough to where, it's going to kill them? So they go to Earth, and they send the children to Earth, or whatever, the 100, and it's survival. Really, it was like already supposed to be a death sentence when they first went down there, but because of their being in space, the radiation in space, they had built up an immunity. Now, just imagine that there was another set of people called the Mountain Men, and they didn't have this immunity. They had built it up, and this is where the whole comfort and discomfort comes into play. They lived in a military bunker to where everyone had never been outside, and if they do go outside, they gotta have these protective radiation suits. And ultimately, the bunker gets contaminated, and they all die. But they had everything they needed, all the food to last them forever. They just could never leave that bunker without the suit. They were also jealous of the ones who could and tried to, I guess you could say, harvest their bone marrow, and use that as an injection, as a cure to, allow them to be able to walk right outside. Now, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening to me talk and whatnot. And I appreciate that. Every time you tune into my podcast, please check out the description down below and see what information I got going. I also have a YouTube channel. I also have, all of that, Twitch channel or game streaming and all that. And I appreciate you every time that you tune into me and listen to what I have to say, my mini ramblings. But yeah, hopefully you get enough. And it's most likely you're probably walking, running, riding in a car and listening. And I hope this is getting you through your day. And I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to forward it to a friend and let them hear about how comfortable or being comfortable is, not a good thing, and that's not what they want to be. especially if they're striving towards being on another level of success, education, knowledge, whatever. I know a lot of people. I don't really read as much as I wish I did. Man, if I was a reader, that would be great. And maybe one day I will become one, but right now, I don't know. But thank you. Love, peace, and happiness. And yes, please subscribe, follow, whatever the case is. Thank you. Hello, YouTube world. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop hot content like this. And stay tuned for the next video.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.